Good morning. I'm going to talk today about, I love newspapers. I read them, and I love to read, period. And I just read this week, this is the paper we have in Arizona, and this story this week was them outing Sheriff Babeu as gay. Well, we need to talk about this. Is this good or is this bad? Well, Sheriff Babeu is the sheriff of Pinal County. I mean, people think we don't have any other sheriffs here but Sheriff Arpaio, but we do.
That's south of Maricopa County.
Yes, south of Maricopa. I think the southern end is 70 miles from the border, so he's had a national attention of the national audience talking about border problems and immigration problems. And now, before this came up, he had intentions of running as a Republican for Congress, even though now people in Pinal County are saying that, yeah, they knew he was gay. He didn't make any bones about it. Well, of course, the rest of us didn't know he was. So the New Times here has been making a practice of outing people. For example, not too long ago, they had a huge story, I couldn't even get through it, of two gay sons of prominent, Republican dads who they persuaded to talk in their story.
Hi, guys.
And this is why this rag doesn't have a very good reputation, because it kind of deals pain along with illumination. But I came from Utah, and
Well, wait a minute. Haven't you ever heard no pain, no gain?
no pain, no gain. Well, sometimes there's almost too much pain. I thought, with these two gay sons talking all about how they, thought they, how they fell into whatever. And, and then we have a vendetta going on between Michael Lacey, who founded the New Times. He's now in New York most of the time because he bought another newspaper, one like New Times, and he is so busy there that he's left a very competent staff to take over, and they have lots of writers. They don't just have gay writers. They've had all kinds of different writers, and they claim, a lot of times to have written the best stories. I mean, they win journalist prizes, but still, the New Times still has a kind of a bad reputation just because.
What?
Yes, they do.
With you it does, obviously.
Well, among respectable people,
Well,
I'm sure that's got a very bad reputation. Among Republicans, among...
Well, they haven't outed me yet so far. I figure that's good.
Here's
Hi, guys.
I've got a gay father, but I've learned to laugh at this subject, or I'd go crazy. I did go crazy once, way back when, over it all. But I've learned since then.
You went crazy last week. Come on.
Well, not real crazy.
Well,
not crazy.
Well, yes. All right, borderline. All right.
I've learned to laugh at this. You just can't look at something as a tragedy forever. You've got to. When you say, so what? I mean, there's quite a lot of people.
Well, here's the funny thing
in the
about
days when.
Can I say something? Getting back to the subject at hand.
Yes.
Who was the boyfriend of the sheriff down in Pinal County?
Oh.
What race was he? What country was he from?
He's from out of the country, but it's assumed that he isn't illegal or he has some.
No, he's from south of the border.
I know,
That's
but
nothing to do with illegal.
I know, but I've been reading and reading. Yeah, he's from south of the border, but surely, Sheriff Babeu
I mean, he's the only
would
gay guy
restrain
south of the border.
himself from dating a illegal, or does this mean he has fatal? Illegals have fatal fascination for him or something. I don't know, but you know, back in my day in Utah, well, there were, you know, it was really almost impossible for people to come out as gay. You know, their families, it was just unheard of because Utah had very dominant church presence. Really, it really affected that possibility of coming out as gay.
Are you trying to tell me that Rome is not Catholic? Next thing you're going to tell me,
was like
that
Rome
the Pope
is,
really isn't Catholic. He's just putting on an act. Is that it?
And I used to sort of feel sorry for myself, think I'd been born into a church state. You know, when I started realizing how much the church was able to affect what happened there, I began to think, oh, this is why I've got to move. I can't have a gay dad and still live in Utah. It's impossible. Because I couldn't talk about it without
you can still have
upsetting
a gay
people. You know,
but you don't have to live in Utah, okay?
Yeah. So I thought, this is not meant to be. I'm just going to have to leave because I was the only sister in the family that actually saw this as a little girl, and I didn't tell my sisters because they were just like everybody else. They would just be in horror. It would just be a horrible thing to come out, and they'd blame me and wouldn't believe me, and that's just what happened, really.
Well,
it happened when I did finally come out with it after my mother confirmed my own observations of him. I thought, well, now they'll accept it. Mom's also saying this. Well, to my surprise, Mom denied it after she presented an incident that was unmistakable, I thought, of sex with a male, and she swore up and down, no, that wasn't. And don't tell anyone, and don't spoil the grandkids' memories of their grandfather. And I thought,
Wait a minute. How do you think Noel Coward feels right now? Right?
Noel Coward, yes. Noel Coward had a terrible time. He just got so angry at people who would hide their homosexuality, with the front, like Mary.
How about
he thought that people should all come out with.
We can just go on and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah. But anyway,
that's right. My
in
dad,
Arizona,
my dad was heterosexual the day he died.
I can't believe it.
I couldn't either. Hey, Pop, are you sure you didn't fool around there when you were young?
Oh, dear me. But I'm telling you, in Arizona now, this gang down there at the New Times, this paper, they're out to out anybody, especially if they're Republican. They're pretty angry at the Republicans for always getting on this soapbox of, we think homosexuality is wrong. This comes from the Bible, and anybody who doesn't think this is, well, the Bible was written by all kinds of people some of them didn't believe that. And
yeah, but the Bible is a compilation of books that were supposedly written, like 1,000 years ago, and then when they put together the Holy Bible, guess who put it together? The Catholic Church. They says, well, we don't want this one, we don't want the Gospel of Thomas, or we don't want this one,
Doubting
we don't
Thomas.
want that. So, no, the Gospel, Thomas' Gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything that was Gnostic, well, that doesn't fit in with the church, so what do you expect?
Yeah, well, heavens,
The Mormons,
when
Mormons
people
just picked up on the same
are looking
routine.
at the Bible as the Word of God, and saying, and of course, homosexuals have had to contend with biblical censuring and
Most of the homosexuals
condemnation
that I know don't even
forever.
worry about that.
And that's just what they expect. But here, when we have this on a national level, we have Santorum, who is saying that the government isn't Bible-based. And
It's not, never should be. That's
And
why
he's
the
not,
Constitution says separation
and he
of
isn't
state
Christian,
and religion.
and he isn't-
Separate.
well, in some cases, I think that's good.
The
but
Church of England took over what all the Catholics had in there. And good old Henry the
the eighth,
he says,
who beheaded wives.
yeah, but he said, this is a bunch of crap.
he-
I'm not sending
he
all
became
this
a-
money down to Rome. I'm keeping it here. We're going to make our own church. So that was the Church of England. There's no Church of America. Get it? And it ain't going to ever be a Church of America.
No, but
There could
anyway,
be 1,300 different
it's my
idiots
it's my
out there
belief
believe
that this gang
anything
down
they
to
wanna
the New
believe.
Times that's going around outing everybody.
Who'd they
They
out?
also outed some deputies as bisexuals. I don't know how they did, but they got
Yeah, but
emails off
you're-
their computers. Now that wasn't very nice. Somebody had to
point is
do them in, and one
You're
of them
saying
got
things you can't
fired.
back up
and
with facts.
I thought, well, here we are. So this is why the New Times has a reputation that's kind of,
It's your reputation about the
but
New
then on
Times.
the other hand, we have the Bible, or the people that judge everything through the Bible, sort of biblical standards instead of using their own intelligence and reading and
What if they don't
informing
have any
themselves.
intelligence?
Well, that they don't know enough to go beyond that. Well, I grew up with those people, and
They're told not to do anything unless they're told to do it.
yes,
Don't
and
read anything except
I know
the
an awful
Mormon.
lot of people
Don't read
who,
anything except the Catholics. Don't
who
read
will
anything except the Lutherans.
know the Bible very
Except
well, and they
anything
just instead of
We're right and you guys are all wrong.
yeah. See, he's been traumatized by biblical preaching in
Oh
his
no,
time.
I was traumatized by my first wife.
Oh, who is the preacher's daughter? Oh dear. So we all have our reasons
But they did kill me
to
off. They
need
did.
more than just the Bible as a basis for understanding. I mean, that didn't help me at all in coping with a father that I felt was suppressed. Oh good heavens, he's just trying so hard to play the role of the heterosexual father and respectable. He just seemed to want respect so bad, but at the same time he couldn't stop partying every weekend with the guys. And
For Christ's sake, he's a cowboy. What do you expect?
so I thought, well, how in the world can
Now
he
wait a minute.
expect
Did you
to
ever
keep
see-
a good reputation doing
Did you ever
that?
see the Western movies? There are no cowgirls in there. The only cowgirls you ever see is in the rodeo, and that's just BS,
Okay, well then, I just couldn't see. So my father was, he was a pretty bad guy in that, he would suppress us girls. We couldn't tell him what we thought of him. I would have told him very young, you are not a faithful father. You are going out on my mother in a way that she doesn't even, she hadn't thought of yet.
Yeah, she's
She's
not
not
too smart.
educated enough to into those sort of things to think of it. I know if she had thought of it, she would have done a lot better job, which is why I believe in educating people beyond, church teachings, to cope. My poor mother had a terrible time coping with him too. But yet he was a very smart guy. He was, he had prospects. In fact, he had very good prospects, and this was what had attracted her.
He had money.
So,
His family had money.
Anyway,
That's
this
very
is just
attractive.
another
Show me a woman with money
look
and I'll be attracted to
at
her, believe me.
what you think
No problem.
about a paper in Arizona that if you're trying to hide affairs and an orientation from your family, you've got a good chance of being outed by them. If you try to do anything in politics, even Babeu, who didn't even have a wife, he said, or a fake girlfriend, a cover, he got outed because us people up here in Phoenix didn't realize that he was. The whole world would probably find out sooner or later, but I think it's good that he's now out as a gay sheriff. I'll probably get just as famous as a gay sheriff. And we'll see how he does in a run for Congress. As a Republican, I don't know. I just don't know whether Republicans...
Are you a Republican?
No, but I vote Republican. I have to. Because these raunchy Democrats, I can't stand at times.
You're not a Republican, but you vote Republican.
Yeah, because I've got enough beliefs. You know, I don't think that this is the thing that I think happens with the liberals is they abandon all of their hesitations about violent solutions, for example, and try to justify them. Now, when they start doing that, I'm saying, oh, wait a minute, we need the church presence here. We need people who aren't going to do that. Good heavens, we can't have, you know, this is the big battle. So, and it's the same with gay, is the liberals, you know, all the time gays have to contend with this issue, molestation, because many gays have been molested. And they're always going to have to contend with the molestation issue.
Well,
how do they feel about that? We have to contend with it. Everybody has to. And gays too, they have to contend with the criminal element that is a pedophile who may be gay. And they can't get away from that any more than the rest of us can. The pedophile is the criminal. Not the gay guy. Not the gay guy who's dealing with just adults. The pedophile who messes with children, that's the one. That's the one.
Okay, now let's talk about necrophilia.
Shut up. That's his last word on the subject.